Tonight on Nebraska Nightly, homecoming week is here in Husker Nation and students are finding a way to give back.
Plus a tragic crash in Grand Island leaving 2 dead.
And Brett Michaels adopted Brett Michaels the dog from the Capitol Humane Society. This is Nebraska Nightly.
Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
The Hall County Sheriff's Office announced this morning that a second person has died as a result of a 2-vehicle crash on Highway 30 east of Grand Island Thursday morning.
This is our top story tonight. I'm Elena Tomish.
And I'm Mackenzie Noble. A Dodge Ram truck driven by 17-year-old Opal Wiley of Grand Island collided with a semi when turning onto Highway 30 just a little after 8 a.m. yesterday. Wiley was treated at CHI Health St. Francis before being transported to Good Samaritan, where she died from her injuries. Her passenger, 81-year-old Roberta Tipton of Grand Island, was also killed. The sheriff's office said that teen was stopped at the stop sign on Capitol Avenue attempting to turn onto Highway 30 when she collided with a Peterbilt semi driven by a 71-year-old man from Marquette. The investigation into the crash is still ongoing.
Well, after a warm start to the week, there are portions of Nebraska that are now in a winter weather advisory. Meteorologist Dominic Ferraro is here with your latest forecast. Dominic?
Well, those cooler fall temperatures just left about as quickly as they came. Looking ahead to your game day prediction for tomorrow, you're going to want to bundle up for this one, folks. We're starting the morning out at 29 degrees, and by 11 a.m., we're only up into the mid-30s. However, kickoff 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. Winds will be north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 20. And, of course, we can't rule out that chance for a snow shower or two tomorrow. And here's where the jacket's really going to come into play, because as we work our way through the game tomorrow evening, it's going to get colder, dropping down to 35 degrees around 5 p.m. when things are wrapping up. And I think tomorrow that, it's a cold slate of temperatures. That snow could have an impact on the game. And I'm just saying it's a low-scoring affair, but Nebraska will win 17-6. We'll have your local weather and the week ahead after the break. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Dominic. Well, UNO Homecoming Week brings out a lot of competitions across campus. The most important one to earn points is the Husker Homecoming Blood Drive. Nebraska's Nightly's Priscilla Castaneda reports on the successful blood drive.
The Husker Homecoming Blood Drive only happens once a year. Every student who donates a pint of blood helps 3 patients in need. Each pint is a life-saving treatment for every patient.
I just wanted to show up for my sorority for homecoming week, and then also people in my family donate blood, and so I just thought it was a good opportunity to give back.
The blood drive is a part of homecoming every year. East Campus Union was held on Monday, and the Nebraska Union was held on Tuesday through Thursday.
There tend to be more classes on Mondays over here than the rest of the week, and then over at City Campus, just the population of students is higher.
The Campus Red Cross Club teamed up with the ASUN student government to put this blood drive together. It takes them a whole year of planning for this event. Anyone who donated got a free t-shirt, and students earned points for the homecoming competitions.
Kind of just decided that I wanted to give back to my community, and I thought this was the easiest way, and I just got an email about it.
The Homecoming Blood Drive is the biggest blood drive of the year in Nebraska. Many students come here to donate their blood to save lives. Many Huskers for the past 6 years have been donating their blood and have reached 3,300 pints of blood. I'm Priscilla Castaneda, Nebraska Nightly.
Thank you, Priscilla. As Priscilla said, many Husker students donated during homecoming week, but for those still wanting to give blood, call the Red Cross for a drive near you.
Well, one lucky shelter dog here in Nebraska will soon be living the rock star life. He's named Brett Michaels, and it's only fitting that he's being adopted by the superstar himself. Brett Michaels, the husky, gained media attention after it saved the life of a 4-week-old kitten with a blood transfusion at the Nebraska Humane Society. But it turns out that Brett Michaels, the singer, got wind of the story and reached out to the NHS for more information about the dog. And the rest is history. However, the NHS says the Poison frontman won't be getting the full rock star treatment and has to go through the whole adoption process. Until then, his canine namesake is enjoying life at a foster home.
Brett Michaels, the human, has experience with Huskies, and he's a big fan of them. He's got German Shepherds too, and they can be pretty similar. And so right off the bat, he was interested in taking him home.
As far as Thorn the kitten, the NHS says he's doing well and will be up for adoption in a few weeks. Well, Nebraska Nightly is being given the opportunity to collaborate with UNL Communications and 1011 News. My co-anchor Mackenzie Noble brings us a new segment this week at UNL.
A Nebraska landmark turns 100 this week. Memorial Stadium hosted its first football game in October of 1923. The Old Gray Lady has seen updates, expansions, concerts, commencements, national championships, and world records. The stadium's football sellout streak, which began in 1962, is on pace to reach 396 games by this season's end. Husker students make waves in a unique fitness class. Paddleboard yoga adds a new twist to an ancient form of exercise. Students try yoga poses on water to improve their balance and stability while getting a full body workout. The special class was part of National Women's Health and Fitness Day. UNL students de-stress with a dose of dog therapy. Teams of certified therapy dogs visit both City and East Campus once a month. The cuddly canines are available to students, faculty, and staff who'd like a little stress relief. New research shows that petting therapy dogs improves planning and thinking skills for college students. Nebraska's Pulitzer Prize winning poet is the subject of a new children's book. Ted Kuzer, More Than a Local Wonder, tells the story of a boy who didn't fit in and how he learned to stand out. The book is written by Seward author Carla Kettner and illustrated by Omaha artist Paula Wallace. Ted Kuzer is a UNL professor emeritus in English, and he was the U.S. Poet Laureate from 2004 to 2006. Husker students get a Hollywood experience right here in Nebraska. A farm near Manly, Nebraska was the shooting location for Turnover, a short film written and directed by UNL professor Richard Endicott. A dozen Husker students served as crew on the 4-day shoot. Students worked on every part of filmmaking, including lighting, camera, and sound. The roughly 15-minute film is about two brothers who restore an antique tractor. It's homecoming week at UNL. The public is invited to join in the annual tradition. Festivities include lawn displays, a homecoming parade, talent shows, and a cornhole tournament. The event wraps up Friday evening with carnival rides, live music, and food trucks outside of Memorial Stadium. That's what's happening this week at UNL. I'm Mackenzie Noble. We want to thank UNL Communications and 1011 News for providing this opportunity to Nebraska Nightly.
Stay tuned in the coming weeks for more.
Well, a line of Spider-Man, fairies, and creepy characters wrapped around the Lancaster County Event Center when the Lincoln Police Union hosted their annual trunk or treat on Tuesday. The free event drew a large number of families. The Lincoln Police Union and Lincoln Police Department teamed up for the annual event. They invited other first responders like the UNLPD and the Nebraska State Patrol. The officers got into the Halloween spirit, arriving early Tuesday morning to decorate their vehicles. At least one officer in uniform was stationed at each vehicle. Sergeant Todd Haruza says he doesn't want kids to just see police during a bad situation.
We want them to see that we're real people, we do fun things, we can interact and be down on their level a little bit and just be a lot formal around here.
Sergeant Haruza also advises families going out on Halloween to only trick-or-treat in familiar neighborhoods, travel in groups, and walk on well-lit streets.
Well, coming up on Nebraska Nightly, an update on the Israel-Hamas war.
Plus, the U.S. House now has a speaker.
And a terrible mass shooting in Maine, all after the break.
Never stops. And at the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, your blood can save lives. Right now, only 7% of the population donates blood, but imagine if there were more.
We're sitting at below a 7-day level of supply of all blood types across the board. So every blood type is important, and we need all donors of all types to come in and donate right now.
At the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, they believe that all types make a strong blood supply.
Welcome back. Well, if you're headed to the Husker game tomorrow, you might want to bundle up.
Well, Elena, I definitely will be wearing my Nebraska jacket. Meteorologist Dominic Ferraro is here with more. Dominic?
Thank you, Mackenzie. Well, Halloween weekend isn't the only thing that might send a chill down your spine. Currently 42 degrees in the capital city, partly cloudy skies, winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. If you're heading out to any of the homecoming events tonight or into this evening, a jacket will be a good idea. Looking ahead to the rest of your evening, mostly cloudy skies, low of 29 degrees. Winds will be out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 15. Continuing your Halloween weekend on Saturday, mostly cloudy skies with a chance of snow throughout the day and a high of 39 degrees. Winds will be out of the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20. So let's talk snow for a sec. Here, this is a model running from midnight Saturday into midnight Monday, and as you can see, mostly the central part of the state is seeing the major impacts of the snowstorm. However, if you see Lincoln here right on the edge, if this sets up any differently, Lincoln could see a few inches of snow. However, it's been so warm this weekend, don't expect that to stick around for too long. Looking ahead to the rest of your week, mostly cloudy skies on Saturday, into mostly cloudy skies again on Sunday with a high of 37 degrees. The sun will come back out on Monday, and into Tuesday we'll get a little cooler, breezy, and if you look at that low temperature right there, 19 degrees, and that's chilly, folks. Wednesday we'll get up into near 50 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and then into the 50s on Thursday before closing out your week on Friday with partly cloudy skies and a high of 65 degrees. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Dominic. Authorities scoured the woods and hundreds of acres of family-owned property, sent dive teams with sonar to the bottom of the river, and scrutinized a possible suicide note Friday in the second day of their intensive search for an Army reservist accused of fatally shooting 18 people and wounding 13 at a bowling alley and a bar in Maine. Nearly 2 days after the shooting, law enforcement officials gave no indication that they have any leads on Robert Card's whereabouts. During a lengthy news conference absent of any major developments, Maine Department of Public Safety Commissioner Michael Saschuk would only say that authorities are leaving all their options open. Police had said that Card had left his car at a boat ramp in the town of Lisbon shortly after the shootings Wednesday evening. A gun was found in the car, and federal agents were testing it to determine if it was used in the shooting. Wednesday's shootings left 18 people dead and 13 wounded, 3 of whom were hospitalized in critical condition, authorities said. Card will be charged with 18 counts of murder once all the victims are identified.
And tensions in the Middle East continue, and the death toll in Gaza climbs as the war between Israel and Hamas escalates. There's calls for Israel to allow more aid into Gaza. The U.S., meanwhile, is boosting its presence in the region. Roughly 900 American troops are being deployed to the Middle East to provide more protection for U.S. forces and interests overseas. The Pentagon also announced U.S. jets bombed 2 Iranian militia facilities inside Syria. Israeli military officials say they are preparing for a ground offensive against Hamas. Some European Union leaders are calling for a humanitarian pause in the war so that much-needed aid can be brought into Gaza. The United States says aid efforts are hindered by a lack of fuel in Gaza, while Israeli officials say Hamas is controlling the supplies. The conflict between the Israelis and Hamas has caused more than 1,400 deaths in Israel and nearly 6,000 in Gaza since the start of the war on October 7th.
Coming up after the break,
Husker football has 4 wins under their belt, and now many are wondering, can we just get 2 more?
Plus the players powering Nebraska's soccer success, all after the break.
Oh, did it? I guess, yeah.
Don't let it happen to other Big Ten schools. Go to saveourdinos.org to learn more.
3, 2, 1.
This is Nebraska Nightly. If you're a student at UNL and have ever been interested in reporting or video production, Nebraska Nightly is your place. Here you can build creative skills no matter how much experience you have.
Our equipment is very, very high level here, and it's something that a lot of times a lot of people wouldn't get to access until they're kind of in a professional workspace.
Talk to a UNL advisor about joining Nebraska Nightly.
Welcome back. Well, we are looking at an exciting weekend for Husker sports. Sports reporter Nathan Hawkins has the latest. Nathan.
Thanks, Elena. Husker football is over 500 through 7 games for the first time since 2019. With 4 wins, the fans are obviously hoping Nebraska can win at least 2 of their last 5 to qualify for a bowl game. Head coach Matt Rhule's message to his team yesterday was simple: 29 days. That's the amount of time left in the season unless things go well. In the meantime, Rhule wants his team to make the most of the next 29 days.
I just told the team we have 29 days left in the season. Like, what can't we do for 29 days at a high level? 29 days, that's it. Like we could do anything for 29 days. And so I just want them each day to try to get a little bit better for 29 days and see if we can't earn ourselves, a chance to play another ball game or so.
Well, step 1 to finish the season strong starts tomorrow when the Purdue Boilermakers come to town. Matt Rhule said he thinks this game will come down to the wire, and that's reflected in the point spread. The Huskers just 2.5-point favorites. Purdue leads the all-time series 6-5, and that has included winning a lot of close ball games. 4 of the last 6 matchups between the two teams have been decided by 6 points or fewer, including the last 2 seasons. And some extra motivation for the Huskers. It's the homecoming game. Nebraska has protected it well in the past. They've won 11 of their last 13 homecoming contests. Husker volleyball will have to come down from feeling on top of the world. Instead, they'll settle for the top of the nation. The new #1 team in college volleyball coming off a thrilling victory over Wisconsin last weekend. Now they're putting that match behind them with contests against Maryland and Rutgers this weekend. But John Cook hopes the fans, though, come back down to earth. He issued a challenge to Husker Nation.
The challenge right now. We want that crowd. We want our crowd we have 5 home matches left, and we want our crowd that energized, student section energized for all 5 of those matches. So throw out the challenge.
Huskers return to action tonight against Maryland. First serve at the Devaney Center is set for 7 p.m. Well, Nebraska soccer is in the midst of their best season in years, and that's due in large part to the contribution of a trio of players. Trey Muller has more on the star power behind Husker soccer.
Few things in life are certain, but for the Husker women's soccer team, they may have found one thing that just is.
Eleanor Dale!
Eleanor Dale. Eleanor Dale.
Eleanor Dale. Cowabunga! Eleanor Dale!
The senior captain is having a breakout season that is taking the Big Ten and country by storm. She leads the nation with 23 goals and has been named the Big Ten Player of the Week 4 times this season. But ultimately for the forward from Bellingham, England, she's not concerned with the personal accolades.
Honestly, not really. Yeah, I just play. It's obviously been nice to score so many goals and help the team out, and that's ultimately the biggest thing is goals win your games, and I'm happy to contribute to the team by scoring goals.
Now, Eleanor Dale isn't the only Husker producing offense. Her teammate Sarah Weber has 10 goals on the season, and the 33 goals between the two puts them at the forefront of the Husker scoring offense. Now, as postseason play approaches, for the junior from Gretna, Nebraska, she's saying that 2023 success is not something that's coming as a surprise.
We're consistent, everyone's on the same page. Our goals aren't just buzzwords, but they're things that we want to accomplish and know we can accomplish. And yeah, that was pretty evident from early on in the summer. Like, everyone was here first weekend in July, which you don't have from across the country. Teams don't do that. And that was just a player-led thing that we're going to be here, train and work.
The magic behind the goal scoring of Dale and Weber comes in the form of Florence Belazile. Belazile is making headlines of her own as she sits at 5th in the country in assists per game. As Huskers prepare for the opening round of the Big Ten tournament on Sunday, she says this is something that the team has been prepared for since day one.
We just worked hard, and we were all there together, and I think we set our goals clear. We want to be top in the Big Ten, we want to win the Big Ten, and I think our goals were clear and set, and I think that's why our success is so good.
This season, the Huskers reached double-digit wins for the first time since 2016 and clinched their first Big Ten regular season championship since 2010 on Sunday. Having a season to remember, Eleanor Dale hopes her legacy as a Husker goes beyond just putting the ball in the back of the net.
I think I want to be known for my passion and my desire just to do well and to help the team out. You know, I think I'm a very passionate and determined player. I want to make an impact on this program, and I think this year I'm starting to do that, so hopefully I'll be remembered for that.
Reporting from Hibner Stadium, I'm Trey Marler, Nebraska Nightly.
Thanks, Trey. You can catch Eleanor Dale and company in action on Sunday as Nebraska, the 2 seed, takes on the Buckeyes of Ohio State in round 1 of the Big Ten tournament. Kickoff is 1 p.m. at Hibner Stadium. Whoever prevails will face the winner of Rutgers and Wisconsin in round 2 next Thursday. Guess who's back? Back again. Husker Hoops is back. Tell a friend. You can catch the men and women's team in exhibition action at Pinnacle Bank Arena on Sunday. The women's team tips off against Dakota Wesleyan at noon before the men's team takes on Doane at 5 p.m.
Well, what an exciting time for Nebraska sports, Nathan.
I mean, as a sports fan myself, it's really just a beautiful time. We got the postseason stretch for soccer, volleyball in their final stretch, and football's got a chance to make a bowl game at this point of the season, which is rare at this point, considering the last few years. So, yeah, I'm excited. I've been glued to the TV and at the games watching them. So
awesome. Well, thank you, Nathan. Coming up after the break, the largest trick-or-treat event in Lincoln is being held at the Lincoln Children's Zoo.
Plus, Lincoln Parks and Recreation is hosting free Halloween events over the weekend.
And the annual Homecoming Cornstalk event, all after the break. Here in Lincoln.
Yes, plus many other fun events happening across Lincoln right before Halloween, and Peyton Polat is here with more. Peyton?
Halloween festivities are getting wild at Lincoln Children's Zoo's Boo at the Zoo. If you and your family are looking for a safe place to trick-or-treat next week, then trick-or-treat yourself to free shuttle service for the event when you buy a ticket. The event is on Sunday from 1 to 4 and Monday from 5:30 to 8:30. If you are looking for free events to attend this weekend, Lincoln Parks and Rec is hosting events tonight, Sunday, and Tuesday. Trick-or-treating, pumpkin painting, playing games, and much more will be put on. If you want more information for each event, visit park.lincoln.ne.gov. The Mary Rietma Ross Media Center presents the first annual Ross Fright Fest. They will have different horror movies on Friday, Sunday, and on Halloween. The tickets are only $5 for each movie. For more information, you can visit theross.org/events. Homecoming week is coming to a close, so don't miss out on the annual Cornstalk Festival tonight. From 4 to 8 p.m. at Memorial Stadium, you can enjoy the parade, live music, food trucks, and ride the Ferris wheel. At 7 p.m., the Jester competition begins, where organizations go head-to-head to win last-minute homecoming points. The event is free for Husker fans of all ages. That's all for entertainment this week. Back to Mackenzie and Elena at the desk.
Thank you, Peyton. Well, I'm super excited for homecoming. Let's see what other students think. Nebraska Nightly's Noah Carmichael has more.
It's homecoming week and there's a lot going on. We have the parade this afternoon, followed by a concert, and tomorrow's football game to finish things out. I'm here at the Union to get people's thoughts.
I am in the marching band, and the band is coming through at the parade, so that'll be something to look for.
Well, I'm a new freshman, so I honestly didn't even know we had a homecoming at first, but I'm involved in Greek life, so I've been doing pomping to make the homecoming floats for the past week, so I'm excited to walk around the Greek row and see what kind of signs they have set up.
What's the dance that's all the rage right now?
Yeah, so part of the homecoming week was a dance where fraternities and sororities would get together and basically practice for about a week, coming up with a dance, and then we performed it. My group got second place.
It's going to be the best homecoming game. It might be a little cold, but that's actually where you get to wear your layers and have a little bit more fun cuddling with your friends next to you.
It seems to be an exciting weekend. I'm Noah Carmichael, Nebraska Nightly.
Well, I'm just super pumped for homecoming. I hope it warms up a little bit.
Yeah, well, let's have one last look at weather with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Yeah, looking ahead to the rest of your weekend. So 39 degrees tomorrow is your high temperature, cloudy skies, and a chance of snow or two possible. Then we'll move into Sunday, 37 degrees, cloudy skies, and we'll start the week out on Monday. That sunshine will return. High temperatures, not so much, as the high temperature on Monday will be about 43 degrees. And honestly, you know, I'm really missing the tank top weather at those Nebraska football games tomorrow. I'm ready to bundle up and get out there, and I'll be out there the full 4 quarters, but it's going to be a cold one.
We started the season with like 100-degree games, and we're ending it in like big winter jackets.
I might have to pull out the parka tomorrow.
It's going to be cold.
Parka.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dominic. Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Nebraska Nightly.
I don't know.